Good morning and welcome to our morning devotions. We're continuing our read through of A View from the Zoo by Gary Richmond. And today's chapter is called You Might Have to Ask. Nothing is more frustrating than living with an unsolved mystery. That's how the zoo staff felt when every day at 10 o'clock an old man would visit the children's zoo. He was tall and dignified, and his suit, vest, tie, overcoat, and shoes showed signs of considerable age and wear. With a cane in one hand and shopping bag in the other, he would walk to isolated spots, then look over his shoulder to see if anyone was watching. This, of course, aroused suspicion, and the zoo staff began to watch him carefully. The following is what they observed. He would open his shopping bag and reach in for slices of dried bread, which he scattered about the bench where he was seated. He then adjusted his pant legs and started pulling what seemed to be threads or something out from under his cuff. Wild ground squirrels would gather to eat the bread, and when they did, he would leap up from the bench and raise his arms high in the air. On some occasions, he would pound his lower legs and then retire to the men's room. At other times, he would adjust his pant leg and begin to pull at the threads again. By noon, he was gone. The old man was driving the staff crazy, and his behavior became the object of much conversation and theory, none of which was kind. He was labeled the kook, the pervert, and was thought to be strange. Some even wondered if he was safe around children. His activities were brought to the attention of our director. Being a man unable to live with a mystery, he watched the man through binoculars for several minutes, but was unable to determine what he was doing. He decided to take a direct approach, so he confronted the old gentleman personally. "What are you doing, sir?" said the director. "You are driving the staff crazy." The old man, his head bowed, quietly explained, "I live on a fixed income, you see, and I can't afford much food. I'm squirrel fishing. I pass fishing line down my pant leg and put chunks of bread on the tribble hooks, and when the squirrels reach for the bread..." The director raised his hand to stop the gentleman from saying any more. He could see the man looked humiliated. "To tell the truth," said the director, "those squirrels are pests, and you're probably helping us. It's just that if some child sees you, well, I think you understand." The director then took out his wallet and passed $10 into the old man's wrinkled hand. "This is for hamburgers today." The old man nodded gratefully and then left. We never saw him again. It's so easy to think the worst, to make the wrong assumption. If people don't smile much or cease to talk to me, I rarely think to ask them why. I am 10 times more likely to assign a wrong meaning to their silence. Often my last thought is that their silence may be the loudest cry for help that they are capable of making. The Apostle Paul once wrote, "Do nothing from selfishness or conceit, but with humility of mind, let each of you regard one another as more important than himself. Do not merely look out for your own personal interests, but also for the interests of others." That's from Philippians 2, 3-4. Is anybody in your life behaving strangely? Maybe it's time to ask what's going on. In the comments below, maybe leave a message about how you assumed something about somebody that wasn't true. I just want to encourage you, maybe find somebody that you need to look after their interests today. And we'll see you tomorrow.